Hamas finished second in his first ever NBA title run. So when he went deep, he doesn't go deep. First season alicheza ish, is still getting used to the league. Second year, injury. Third year, finals. I don't know. So the psychology of finishing second really suggests you. It's a video from 3 days ago. Let me see. It's a video from 3 days ago. The psychology of finishing second. What is it yapping about? No idea. We're gonna watch it right now and decide for ourselves what this man is moving his gums about. Also, leo ni Monday. Mbona Mike Check amedrop episode ya nani? Ama already tuko sasa about him, so lazima kuja asafishe jina. I don't know. Before he upload. How we like my hair? How we like my hair? How we like my hair? I got a thing going on down here. Best who play, rather.
This is Michael Ballack.
I have no
idea.
idea
One of the most
Michael Ballack
complete
is.
midfielders in football history. Known for his physical presence, long-range shooting, and aerial dominance, Ballack was the engine room for both the German national.
Quality ni mbaya ama ni mimi kwa zangu? Let me check. Let me just check. Allow me check. 360p, goddammit. I need at least a 720 jamani. What do you mean at 360p? What do you mean? Germany na sounding kama KKC juu ya watu vita.
Team and some of Europe's biggest clubs during the late 1990s and 2000s. He was the ultimate box-to-box midfielder. But we can't talk about Ballack without mentioning his 2002 season. He was named Midfielder of the Year and German Footballer of the Year. And along with the club, towards the end of the season, they were leading in the title race. They even reached the final of the DFB Pokal and the Champions League. And somehow, they came out with no trophies. They lost the title race to Dortmund in the last few games, then lost in both finals. Then came the 2002 World Cup, where he led Germany all the way to the finals. But even then, they lost to Brazil. He came in second every time. Michael Ballack's 2002 season has been considered one of the greatest individual campaigns ever by a midfielder. But every time Ballack speaks about that season, he never speaks about his achievements. He famously labeled the year as a cursed year. So, why do we view finishing second place as a loss rather than an achievement? Well, Ballack's story is just one of many. And to really understand it, we can't just look at football, because this isn't a football story. It's a human story. So this video is going to be a little different.
Okay, I'm here for it.
For decades, people believed that success and happiness were directly connected. If you finish first, you're happier than second, and if you finish second, you're happier than third. It was simple, or at least that's what everyone thought. In 1995, 3 psychologists, Victoria Medvec, Scott Mady, and Thomas Gilovich, published a study that completely changed that idea. When they analyzed Olympic medal ceremonies, they noticed that the athletes who won bronze often looked happier than the ones who won silver. Think about that for a second. Third place looking happier than second, even though second has objectively achieved more. The researchers called this counterfactual thinking, which is the tendency to compare what happened to what almost happened. And nowhere is that more visible than the Olympics. Because when a bronze medalist stands on the podium, they're often thinking, at least I won a medal. But a silver medalist isn't looking down. They are looking up, thinking of what they could have become.
This man is better than me.
Take a look at the construction of the podium. You can see that the first place winner is standing alone in the middle, raised above the rest, while the silver medalist is right close to the winner, seeing what could have been, while the bronze is further away, closer to the ground, making them appreciate it more. But the pain of finishing second doesn't end with psychology, because there is another cruel reality that comes with it. People forget. Think about the 2026 London Marathon. Kenyan runner Sebastian Solway crossed the finish line in under 2 hours, breaking the world record with a time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds. The celebrations began, and every headline had Solway's name on its front page. Everyone talked about Sebastian, and rightfully so, but almost nobody talks about the man who crossed the finish line shortly after him. Ethiopian runner Yomif Kejelcha also broke the world
Kejelcha,
record.
we do not care.
On any
We are the runners. We on top. Oh. Ask about us. Let me chill.
other day in history, Kejelcha would have been celebrated. The headlines would have belonged to him, but he happened to be standing next to someone who ran slightly faster.
He also, actually, the funniest part or the most craziest part about this story is Sebastian Sawe and Yomif Kejelcha. Pardon me if I'm butchering his name. Broke the world record, the previous stated world record, just because the Sawe broke it. W, my guy, is a Kenyan. I mean, we celebrate our own. Broke it further than the second one. It's even Jacob, I think, broke the world record. I'm not sure though. And we don't remember him. Sad. Very sad.
He didn't lose. His achievement got absorbed by someone else's victory. The world will always remember the winner. Take the Williams sisters, for example. I'm not a fan of tennis, but I know exactly who Serena Williams is.
Serena
but
Williams.
If you had asked me about Venus Williams...
If you had asked me about Venus Williams 3 months ago, I had no idea Serena had a sister. Honest to God, strike me down if I'm lying. I had no idea that Serena had a sister. I thought she was just the goat of tennis or something.
Well, I would have simply described her as Serena's sister. But Venus was a great tennis player. She has multiple Grand Slams and is a former world #1. In another timeline without Serena, Venus might have been remembered as the defining player of her generation. Instead, history compressed her story into a supporting role. Maybe the biggest tragedy of second place isn't the disappointment or being forgotten. It's what happens next, because when someone finishes second, they rarely stop and appreciate how far they have come. An Olympic silver medalist is one of the best athletes on the planet. A footballer who finishes second in the Ballon d'Or is still one of the best players.
But we don't remember the people that finished second in the Ballon d'Or. We only remember the Ballon d'Or winners, and we count the Ballon d'Or winners. Because if we go by the time of nominations, how many nominations can we get and give to people? I mean, we don't have that time. Just count the one that got the trophy.
Nothing has changed about their achievement, only their comparison. And that's why they say comparison is the thief of joy. The pursuit of first place convinces people that everything short of winning is failure. But when you finally become #1, there is always another mountain. There is always someone better than you. So if your happiness depends on being first, you'll probably never be satisfied. That's why second place has become so dangerous. Because it tempts you into thinking that your achievements don't matter. Looking at it, Michael Ballack wasn't a failure. Even Venus Williams and Kejelcha. Yet many people will talk about them as if they somehow fell short because of what they quote-unquote didn't achieve. And that's the real cost of chasing first. You become so focused on the gap between you and the winner, you forget about the gap between you and everyone else. Someone going through this right now is Jude Bellingham. He's literally the shadow of Jude. And by following his brother's path by going to Dortmund, Joe perhaps just secured his legacy as Jude Bellingham's brother. Though he tries to differentiate himself by not using the Bellingham
That man should not have gone to that club. Exactly the same as your brother. They are gonna keep comparing you to your brother, and he's not he.
name. When he receives the ball in the midfield, the commentators still say Bellingham. Maybe the world will always remember the winner, but as Theodore Roosevelt once said, the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. And perhaps that's what second place really is. Not proof that you failed, but proof that you were brave enough to step into the arena when most people never do.
At least in Olympics you get a second place medal. That's it? That's the end of the video? That was a WV though, I won't even lie. That was a WV. That was an amazing video. At least in some sports, for second place you get something. For basketball you get a conference finals trophy. For the Ballon d'Or you get jack shit. Unapata tu story, a couple of mentions in the video, in me, some TikTokers and YouTubers and people on X complain about you not winning or how it was robbery, how you should have deserved it. By the time it's the next season, we do not care about you. Try again and win it next year or don't. I mean, it's just this is why I'm gonna be the best. Let me chill.